There are many benefits, many blessings that came to me through music, but two are to me are in first place. The first is the most important, and it was my own personal instrument to attune me with Swamiji. He said to me, if you want to know me, listen to my music. And truly it was this like this. And the blessing not just to listen, but also to sing it, his music. And also a great blessing to sing together with Swamiji. And when I did this, I felt I was inside his aura, that energetically he was embracing me and was sustaining me while we sang. And I will never forget how this experience was. The other aspect that I didn't expect, or to me is an instrument that's very powerful, instrument of healing, the emotional healing. For instance, as a small girl, I had the tendency to agitate, to get upset easily, to become anxious, to become sad. It was difficult for me to manage these emotions when I began to sing the music of Swamiji. I began to feel the difference, and slowly I felt if I was bad in some way, that if I was hiding, I just had to hear Swami sing, or hear a little bit of his music, or just sing, and everything changed. And I will tell you this experience I had in the 80s, 85 or 86. I did many tours with a small group of singers. There were 5 of us. All were beautiful voices in tune, and we were perfect when we sang together. But at the interpersonal level, there were some difficulties between different members of the group. And I was in the position to be the musical director. I needed to decide what to sing, where to sing. I made the program, and there was a moment where I felt discouraged because of all these different problems in the group, and also to the fact some things didn't go perfectly at the technical level. We were tired, or there were many things that once in a while I let these things allow myself to discourage me without exception. In the moment in which I began to sing this music that was so perfect, and in the group that sang well, everything changed. So immediately I was okay. Immediately I was happy. Immediately I was able to transmit the joy that came thanks to the music of Swami. So I'm deeply grateful for this gift, this maybe the greatest gift of my life, after the gift of having a guru like Yogananda and a teacher like Swami Kriyananda. So thank you, Swamiji, for this music. Thank you for this opportunity to sing, to share, to feel the power of this music, of this celestial music. Now, I will give the thread of gratitude to Laura. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Recently, in September, I went on a small vacation with my daughter. We wanted to be together, and we both like the sea. And we was that the weather was very strange, and the waters on the ocean were different. Is much different than that, different than what we were expecting, and we had been there for. And we're talking about when Minnie had this experience. She reminded me of something that happened that I had completely forgotten about. It happened the beginning in the 1990s on another vacation. We're not always in vacation, but it happened to be there too. And when my husband Narya and I decided to visit for the first time the Ananda village, for that episode that I want to share with you, and we wanted to help other masters that and sometimes we forget, but easily we often forget and take for granted the help that comes from divine being, from the masters, from the friendship of Swami, who is physically with us, but now when he's in our hearts. And the gratitude is something that we need to make effort to practice, because it's not automatic. And I agree with you about days full of rain. But we really need to try small or great things during our day, a reason to say, maybe I could have done differently, and if it had went in a different way, what would have happened? So I think there's an episode that happened in my family, and how we like water a lot. We discovered that the strait that comes to Ananda village, there are many points along the river that you can swim in. And so these two children that are 7 and 8 years old, we decided to have this adventure in the river to swim. And sometimes we came to these large rocks where there's waterfalls. And we trusted a little too much that people around us that were very used to the water, so that our daughter was taken by a strong current. She was sucked underneath a rock and began to scream for help. Nara and I and the smaller boy didn't want to scare her, but we immediately tried to pray to the masters. And the first moment, I didn't even understand how dangerous it could have been, this situation. But my daughter reminded me when I asked her, "What did you feel?" And she said, "I had a rock in front of me. I felt the water that was pushing me, and I saw a person that was what was happening, that dived in the water on the other side of this rock, and they wanted to decide to me that there was a way to get around it, but not for someone who was 8 years old. I was too afraid. I didn't think I wasn't able to do what the man was doing. And I said, did the man touch you? And he said, no, he didn't. He just passed me. I felt this strength that turned me around. And with Narya that turned me around, that escaped from this rock with help, with a hand that was calling for our help. And then the moment I couldn't say how thankful we felt. The masters, we were very new on the path, and to have this proof that was so big in such a dangerous situation was so much. And my children are normally a little bit crazy, but that afternoon they were very well behaved. And so they even prayed together with us. It was something that never happened. So I thank you for listening to this. The point is not the accident of the story, but it's even when you offer a little bit of a story that even like this is so powerful. We need to be aware of the blessings and those things that we call dangerous or challenging situations. We need to change our way of reacting to these situations. To say, like in the rain, a blessing, even some moments we feel under pressure or make us afraid. And we should be thankful to the heavens that open the way to the prayer. So prayer always works. The masters always listen to us. And so I'm immensely grateful. Thank you. Good evening.
Scusate, passo il filo della gratitudine al coro e a Peter della Bulgar.
Pass the thread of gratitude to Peter and the chorus for some songs. And now, after the chorus, I want to pass the thread of gratitude to Dhananjaya. Good evening, everyone. I first want to tell you a joke about miracles. So this woman who was driving her car, it was a car that was full of cassettes and of the bottles with this liquid in it. And she was stopped by a group of cops, and the sheriff came up to her and asked for her documents, and the woman gave to her, and she saw all these bottles and said, "What are these?" And said, it's the water from Lord." And said, "Oh, well," I said this, but she said, "This is, but this is grappa. It's not water from Lord." And she said, "Oh, what a miracle, Sheriff." So speaking about miracles and gratitude, there's different ways and signs of gratitude that each of us say to each other. So I want to talk about the great event last evening about the living in discipleship. The whole community participated with brothers and sisters. It was beautiful, and I want to talk two aspects of gratitude. And so one, really like plants. When they bloom after 2 or 3 years, it's a great sense of gratitude because you need to grow them. You need to remove that which doesn't work, the dry leaves. You need to water them continuously. And there's always the grace of something higher that allows them to bloom after 2 or 3 years. And this is a sense of gratitude that's very big for me. And a different aspect that I want to talk about is a sense of gratitude for this body that we receive as a gift, because it's formed of many different cells, the millions of cells that are all in harmony together, that are all integrated. And we often don't listen to them, to these cells, to all the universe gives us, that gives through our body and through these cells. And we want to think these are the great gifts of gratitude that we can bring, and to really be thankful for that which we have, because without this body, we can't go along any type of a path, and we can't relate harmoniously with everything around us. And it's something that's very important. That I first entered in this community 6 years ago, I always paid more attention to this aspect. And I want to end my 3 minutes here, giving to the thread of gratitude to Clarita. Good evening to everyone. My gratitude, I thought about what I could say this evening, and then immediately came this certain sequence. So my gratitude is a film that was written 50 years ago I saw, and it lit something in me, this light inside of me. And the moment I saw myself as an atheist, that film, this inspired in me a search. And so I'm grateful to a friend that one day, 2 or 3 years later, knocked on my door and lent me this book, an autobiography of a yogi. And this book, I never was able to give it back to her. And I'm grateful to someone who worked at a bookstore. And so when I was looking for a new edition of a book by Yogananda, he was asked me to read this book on the path. So now I'm grateful to Swami Kriyananda that created this wonderful community, and which I have the gift to bow as if he were my master, as if he were Yogananda. So I'm grateful to Ananda in all the world, because all these people are united and created together with Swami, created this beautiful reality. And I'm grateful that Nanda allowed me to live here. And finally, for last, but really first, to my Guru, that is saw me worthy for me to become his disciple. And the thread of gratitude, I now pass to Kirtani. I want to share with you the story of a friend, Guru Bhai, American friend, because his story gave me so much inspiration. I think it would inspire all of you. His story is he received analysis of cancer in the fourth stage, very serious, and for months. His great strength and effort was to overcome this bad news about his life and to do everything he could to live longer, live as long as possible. And his message I found very appropriate for this moment of Thanksgiving. And I want to read his words to you, how the situation was. These are his words. I believe that the suffering has the potential of a great spiritual growth. I didn't know, however, what to do, what was good news, which is the news, the unexpected news, that the cancer stopped, it didn't progress. And I should have been euphoric. The people who I shared this news were very enthusiastic of this change of my situation. They shouted with joy, they applauded, they jumped with joy. And many happy emojis they had put in my email. And that what I learned is this, that we as human beings possess a power, a secret power, the power to transform common moments, including ups and downs, into opportunities to connect with our divine source, to remain immersed in the light of God in moments of suffering and of joy, in equal measure. Being continually grateful to God for the blessings and the sadness and the pains, and for the great lessons that come with them. These lessons are perfectly calibrated, and adapt to allow us to spiritually progress in this life. They're perfect for us, these lessons. Joy and suffering, negative and positive karma, let everything go off your shoulders. My first efforts to raise myself above the suffering. And now my challenge is to elevate myself above the euphoria of this news, of this positive how to do it with gratitude and practice. The practice that allows us not to be overcome by suffering or to be taken over by the false sense of joy, and that everything will be just like this in the future. And then he said, my efforts, I try my best to be grateful every day. Gratitude seems to resolve the most difficult questions and render them irrelevant. For us, there are opportunities, these miraculous moments. Miracle comes when we are able, in the most difficult, challenging moments, also in the moments of surprise that bring us higher, to arrive in our center, that center, to really feel gratitude for the lessons that gratitude brings us, because these are the lessons, the experiences that bring us to the fulfillment of our karma and bring us into the perfect bliss with the divine. Thank you. Thank you for all the sharing that we've listened to this evening. Thank you for the musicians, to Darshan and Ananda. Thanks to the actors, 𝗙𝗀𝗁𝗁 and 𝗙𝗁𝗏𝗏𝗏, and Gloria Gloomy and Samuel Sunshine. And thank you to all of you in this temple. And we want to go down into the depths and practice gratitude. So we invented the rose of gratitude, and this thread of gold, this thread that unites us in this gratitude, all of us in temple, but also those who are following us at home. Try and imagine this thread of gold of gratitude being born in your heart and coming until it arrives here in this temple and it reaches this thread. And I ask you, each of you, to close your eyes, to sit straight up in your seats, to feel in your hearts the gratitude for what you are grateful. Try and feel this gratitude that expands in your heart, that opens it, and without taking it for granted.
E tenete questo pensiero,
And keep this thought.
tenetelo forte,
Keep it, hold on to it tight,
perché quello che vi chiederò
because I
è di
asked
infondere
you
questa gratitudine
to
in
default,
questa rosa che passerà di mano in mano.
to put your gratitude in this rose
Ora vi
as we
spiego.
pass along. And if you open eyes, I will explain you how.
Questa è la rosa della
This is the
gratitudine,
rose of
questo è il
gratitude.
filo d'oro.
This is the golden thread.
Inizierò da questa sedia
I will
e ci
begin
sarà
this seat,
Angeli che inizierà
and there will
dall'altra
Gitanjali that will begin on the other
parte.
side.
Ogni persona che
And every
riceve
person that
questa rosa
receives this
vorrei che
rose,
la trattenesse un
I
attimo
want to hold it a
e
second
infondesse in questa rosa queste
and
vibrazioni di gratitudine.
feel in this rose this vibration of gratitude. And then the thread will roll along with the rose, and along with our hands we'll also press this thread along with the rose. And then we get to the end of this rose cease, then we'll pass to everyone, the person behind, so there will this be these rows of gratitude until we get to the last person. And then I will again collect everything, and we will bring this rose that has been infused with of your blessings, and we'll bring this candle that you will find under your seat, and you can light it with this candle there on the tables that we'll put in front, and bring the candle in front of the altars of the masters, and we will cut a piece of the thread and give it to you so you can make a bracelet of gratitude. So you can always remember to be thankful every day, every moment of your life, because it's precious and rare, and an incredible opportunity that the Masters offer us to live a glorious life as we live it, on the search for God and this higher part of ourselves, of our true happiness. Why we are doing this, Darshan Narada will sing, say that we will remain centered in our hearts and in gratitude, and we will let this thread arrive on, follow along. So as we pass the rose along, the thread will follow. So infinite gratitude. I wish you all good night. Those of you who are home, please be with us. Bring this thread in this temple and offer your light to the Masters. Thank you.